July 7, 2026. This is the S&P 500 E-futures mini on 2002 chart using NinjaTrader 8. There's no economic data to really move the market. I'm going to stop trading. I kind of stopped trading about 30 minutes ago and just came back. And so for the last 2 hours, it's been stuck in this very slow range. Overall price action, starting from yesterday, was this push down, another leg up, and it looks like kind of this shallow channel pushing down. And then it bottoms, makes like two little bounces, maybe three if you count like it's three bounces, then a spike and a slow channel up. And then, as I said, for the last 2 hours, price action is really, really slow. I took a total of two trades today. One of them's a decent setup, and then the other one was more of a, it's kind of a, well, it's not the cleanest setup, it's not the best setup, and has some inherent risks and danger. But I was kind of chasing a momentum, and what I thought, well, I'll get to it when I get to it. It's just something I saw. So it's not, I guess, a typical straight, strict following the rule setup. It was more of a momentum and a feel. So those aren't usually the best ideas to do. For the pre-market, prices flush down, it pushes up. Looks like it was kind of a bunch of choppy legs, but it looks like it fits somewhat in this channel. The high side fits better than the low side. Pushes down, kind of hits this small range, pushes up, hits another small range, and then it opens. So on the open, it pushes up, comes back down. There was kind of a triple test here, but nothing other than a triple test to take a trade off of. And it's very early in the day that I'd be really reluctant to try to take a trade. Because you could say it's localized low, first entry short, second entry short combined with a triple test. This one actually does tick higher than this candle by one tick, but it just combined with everything that's going on since it just opened, it felt very risky to me to even consider any kind of setup bet right now, unless it was like clearly a clean setup, and I didn't think it was that clean. Prices move down on this orange down channel, break, tests the low, kind of bounces two times and pushes up. Almost looks like it was two legs. It's a localized low, first entry short, pullback. Technically, you have a second entry short right here when this candle breaks below this guy, but this is inside to this guy. And then this one here, this guy is inside to this guy, inside to this guy. So you have two candles inside a bigger green one. So it's showing indecision. And then when it finally does break below and you have your confirmed second entry short, it hasn't broken below the EMA, but the EMA itself, it's a little early, but I was thinking it's not super reliable. So if anything, at least I'd want it to break below the EMA to have at least some, I guess, unknown removed, because it's still unknown if it's going to be respecting the EMA and bouncing above it or using it as a bounce point. It pushes back up, flushes down, starts moving sideways, and it creates a new low, first entry short, second entry short. The second entry short I saw in real time, but I didn't trust it enough to take a trade. It was only after it kind of confirmed that I thought, oh, there was a second entry short here. But in all honesty, there's no way for me personally to take this trade just because I didn't trust it enough. I didn't see it clearly enough to recognize there's maybe two legs up, because it also seems like it could just be one push up. So it felt early, but I did mark it as a possible trade, but it was certainly after the fact. So not possible for me, but maybe for someone that is sharper. Then it kind of pushes, it hits like a triple test and then a lower high. So I also thought this is a possible trade, but after it closed, and again, it was more after the fact that I thought, oh, there's a possible trade there, because you'd have to trust taking it on the engulfing, because I don't know, I'd be pretty reluctant to take it after it closed because it would kind of be running right into the support. Yes, it's true resistance or true support's way down here. But as you can see, there's only like roughly 2.5 points. 2.5 points on this area that looked like it was having trouble previously. So pushes down, then it flushes down on this big channel down. It's pretty far from the EMA now. And it kind of sets up for the first trade that I take. And it's not a textbook clean trade. In all honesty, it should probably have been skipped, but this is what I was thinking at the time. Prices just moved down. It looked like it made two legs up. So it was like push once, push twice. I found when this candle printed this possible support line, and I arbitrarily drew the top of the channel right here because it fit pretty well. I was trying to make it collect this guy here, but decided that I was just going to have it touch here. I treated this as a small mini fail breakout, and then when it pushed down and closed the low, I was kind of drawn in by emotion, thinking, well, this push down is not the cleanest looking channel because it has some excursions out here. Needs an actual test of the low, and I saw it was like a first entry short, second entry short. Technically, this would be a third entry short, not even lower high. But when I saw this push down so strongly and closed, I jumped in one tick below. As you can see, I had to wait through two candles to finally get the trade to close and go for the 6 tick profit target. But in hindsight, this isn't a clean or safe setup. And that was what I was thinking at the time. I was thinking, well, I wasn't thinking it was clean or safe. I was just thinking this momentum's strong. I did get pulled in. That's why it's marked as an X trade because it's not really a second entry anything. It was more of a hunch that I was trusting. And in this case, the hunch was profitable, but it's not a good hunch because it was a risky one. Because part of the risk was it's selling right into this support. So when I see this in real time, even though this is a really strong candle, to jump in right here, I should have anticipated or expected a potential bounce here. And the only thing going for it was maybe it's going below the EMA besides the fact it's a strong bearish candle. So it's really not a trade that I should have taken. And in this case, I was just lucky that it played out. So this is what I consider not a good trade. Then prices, so this is more of a discipline breakdown as well. So then prices starts moving sideways, pushes up, and it flushes down. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, clearly it's bearish. Prices are moving down. I'm trying to find a good channel to fit it in. I have this one not colored in at this point. It was just transparent. And I was thinking something like this might be in play. So it pushes down, bounces. So I think I had it drawn slightly tighter, or it's been tweaked a little bit, or at least NinjaTrader has caused it to drift a little bit. But I had it somewhat touch here. Pushes up on this green up channel. No clean second entries. Just looks like one big leg. First entry long pullback. You could say maybe the second entry long, but it also looks like just one leg. And it's not the right signal bar. It gets very choppy here. So it's just kind of pushing up. EMA is not helping in that it's being ambiguous again because it's currently highlighted in dots. It's chopping through the middle of this price action. So it's hard for really trust it as a key entry point. When it finally touches here and comes back down, I do color into this gray. And I thought it was like one touch, two touch. Again, it's kind of drifted from what I had. Something closer to this because I had, okay, so now it kind of touches a little bit closer to what I had it at. It kind of pushes up, pushes back down. There's just a lot of stem on each sides of these candles. Just pushes down. It kind of finds consolidation area. I thought there might have been a setup here because it looks like it was finding support here, but then it's also finding resistance here. But it's not really a setup because it had a violation here, and I was concerned that if it does find resistance here, is it going to bounce back up? Because here it's making the same lows. So in real time, it's making the same lows, but it is making higher highs, and it could be starting to violate and break through this potential resistance. So I just marked it, saw it in real time, was tempted, but also understood how lucky I was with this trade. And actually, I was thinking I should just shut it down for the day, not take any more trades. But I was still just kind of sitting thinking, okay, will a actual decent setup show up? Because this is, I mean, it really shouldn't have counted. I'm glad it turned out profitable, but it was a terrible trade. So then I was just kind of in my mind thinking I didn't really have an actual clean trade today. Prices move up, pushes out of this green up channel and test the high. And as it keeps going, I'm thinking this could be a spike in a channel, especially after this candle. Then I drew this as a spike because initially I was trying to make things fit. So I extended to this, extended it to this, extended it to this, and finally when this kind of shows up, I thought maybe it's a spike in a shallow channel here. So I had this transparent, but I did have one touch, two touch, three touch. So I'm thinking this could be in play. You really only need a first entry long. Pushes up, and this actually sets up for my second trade. And this trade is actually a little bit better because I have this orange channel established now, and it's kind of bookended by the high side, which fits pretty well. So I'm seeing this and I'm thinking this actually fits pretty well. It's coming down, so it's touching, but there's really only a first entry best case scenario at the moment. It does give you push up, gives you a first entry long. It pulls back, pushes back, and rallies strongly back up. So it's holding and closing above the EMA. And I thought this is probably a fourth touch confirmation. First entry long pullback, second entry long. I think there's enough momentum for a quick 6-tick scalp. So I enter the trade right here. And in the same candle, I was able to get out with my 6 ticks, believing that there's enough room before it hits the high side, and the EMA is going to act as a key entry point along with the low side of this orange up channel. So if I did stay in it for like say 2 points, this one would have given me the 2 points, but I'm not going to risk that. I'm just going to go for my strategy, which is just 6 ticks. Prices then continue moving up. It was at this point I didn't know at the time, but prices really started to slow down. Well, since I started recording, it looks like it broke through. But then from here, pretty much around 9:40ish to about 11:40ish to about right here, this is 2 hours of price action, 2 hours of trading 2,000 ticks, and it's really slow. There was no real setup that I liked. And to be honest, I kind of checked out mentally around right here, 11 o'clock, after seeing this and looking back, knowing that this is about an hour or 90 minutes of trading, nothing really happened. So I was just kind of grateful for the one decent trade that I could justify, and then the one dumb luck trade off of a hunch and chasing momentum trade. So kind of knowing to quit when I'm ahead and knowing when I got lucky today. So that's how I saw the charts today. Also, while watching this before I decided to stop trading, it just kind of got noisy. Not only did it get noisy, since the candles are taking longer to close, that kind of turns me off because I don't want to sit through anxiety. And the longer I'm in a trade, even though there's no news coming out today, any kind of news blip coming out from, I don't know, updates on the Iran war or tariffs or Ukraine or just another weird scandal or just something happening could knee jerk me out of a trade and hit my stop immediately. So I kind of don't like trading later in the day when, things are slowed down by itself. But even looking forward, I don't really see a setup I particularly like since I started recording, especially now it's far from the EMA. So, I don't know how I saw the charts today. Hopefully that was helpful.